Hello, Shades. We're your host, Charlene Clover here with an episode of Raincoat, where we're gonna go ahead and answer the question. I wonder. I don't think it will end right here. Well, it honestly could, because if we know the entrance right, we don't know who it is technically. Like, we don't know who the killer is, but
that doesn't seem like the hardest thing.
But that's not really the question. The question is how they killed. That's all we need to know right now.
After the exchange on the intercom, given there was always a detective at the front chamber, when we went to borrow Amapal, the culprit had to have already made their way inside. But the airlock is the only location that isn't affected by the security system.
Yep.
There. The culprit had to be inside that decontamination device before committing the crime.
Yep. They were venting. God damn it, those sussy bakas.
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime.
It was probably both,
So
really.
you think the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yeah. The culprit was waiting for their chance. But we had no idea when we sent Amapal into the airlock.
And from there, Yuma, you guided Amapal to the doctor's lab. So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapal could get past security.
Yeah.
They could have just been trailing
that's the
right
next
behind
big
us.
question.
Just like
Well,
following
here's the thing now.
Amapal.
We're ahead of the case. We know the answer. They just have to figure
Right.
it out now. That's the only problem now. The only reason I came to the solution too is because I realized they were making a whole big deal about, man, this is it was like the door opened slowly and the robot can't move, so we couldn't look off to our left. Because if we could, imagine we were able to look left and push the button, we'd find the killer. Like 3 seconds, the case is over.
Right.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapal unit.
No.
There was only one.
The researcher mentioned there was only one functioning Amapal.
Which means the Amapal Yuma controlled was the only one that could get past security.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of Master's Amapal to get into the doctor's lab.
Correct. What does that mean?
That's the only way. But how did they use it?
I don't know. Following
There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
Maybe I had too much hope.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Will you hear me out?
What is it?
How about
oh.
giving up? I'm getting tired.
Alright, Igor from Winnie the Pooh.
Nope, motion denied.
Okay, we're
Another
back
fork in the
here.
road. Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
I mean, not really.
Not the worst, to be honest. It's quite easy.
Like, the questions are pretty simple. Except that
It's
fucking...
just the-
What was that first one where it was like, let me give you 3 random words, and you have to figure out which word is the correct one. It's like, terrorism? Why is that a word? I mean, clearly that was the throwaway
why
one,
is that
but
a word?
also...
What
But
a
also, it's just
sentence.
like, oh my god. How did the culprit use...
Beyond
Yeah.
each problem lies the
As a
truth.
weapon, as a shield, okay. I guess technically a shield, because it followed it and it used it to get past the traps. But when it says shield, is it being literal? Where it's like, did it... This is my problem, because it could be neither. Because technically it just used it to get past everything. I guess that's more of a shield consistently. So I'll say shield. I think that's gonna be what they want, but they better not take it too literally.
We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this mystery.
Okay. Yep. That looks good. Okay.
What do you mean, use Amapal as a shield?
Okay. Okay, we're on the right track.
Amapal is supposed to be sturdy enough to withstand an elephant stepping on it, right?
I mean, that's what
The culprit may...
Didn't the scientist point out that was advertising? I thought he said that 1,000 kilograms or something, and isn't that only a ton? Which elephants are multiple tons?
I think you're thinking closer to pounds. I think kilograms are heavier than a pound.
Oh, okay. But I remember, didn't he make a point of saying that was advertising, saying it could withstand an elephant?
They've used Amapal as a shield against the security system.
So, the culprit followed behind Amapal to avoid the toxic gas and explosions?
Yeah.
I get it! You're so smart, Master!
No,
Really?
giving him
I
credit.
don't think so.
Hey!
Yeah.
Master just showed off how smart and logical he is.
I don't know if she just, like, is trying to compliment me because we have such a downer side character, or if she's just trying to, like, be her peppy self. Because, like, on the one hand, I feel like she's complimenting us to keep us under her control, but at the same time, there is just a complete
trust
dead
for her.
body following us constantly that she's trying to negate with her poppiness. Oh, Amapal. And you're fast, and you have new upgrades to do spins and 360s.
Come on, take it from the top!
Okay, what's the first question? The toxic gas can be bypassed with Amapal. Yes, that's how we did it?
It's gonna
No, it's apparently a no. What? I clicked A. Yeah, okay, so we have to say no. Okay.
Yeah! Even if Amapal itself is fine, it wouldn't be able to protect the culprit from the toxic gas.
Okay. But doesn't the toxic gas go away? High voltage shock can be bypassed by the... yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the...
It's gonna crush us!
They really don't want you to say yes in this game. Are they saying can high voltage shocks... Okay, high voltage shocks can be bypassed with the Amapal.
Asking if Amapal can withstand them. Okay, I completely misunderstood that
Yeah,
question.
same. Okay, here's this is a little bullshit because yes, if you follow Amapal and he's on the right,
But
because here's the thing, we
that's what the
reverted.
question looks like, but that's not the question. The question is, can Amapal survive it? Which they can't. You had to use Fubuki's power, which is this is where that could be used as
we did
evidence.
use her power, which means he got past on one run theoretically on the first
Right,
run.
he was following us. But
So-
that's not the question. The question is, can Amapal survive it?
Okay.
And the answer is no. We had to use Fubuki's power.
Even though Amapal is sturdy, it couldn't withstand the high voltage shock
See?
from the panel chamber.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's shit.
That first question I think was also badly worded because Amapal could
They
survive
were
the
both-
gas.
They were both pretty awfully worded. I gotta admit.
Which means
So
it'd be impossible to use Amapal to protect yourself.
okay, fine. It's
You're only
but it
real-
wouldn't be as a weapon. How would it? No, it's
As in this
neither.
now?
Fuck this. It's neither.
At this rate, you'll be a grandpa before you stop being a rookie.
Perhaps you will improve in the next life.
I'm trying my best in this life.
I don't think they actually deducted. Well, okay. If I didn't die 2 times, I actually don't know if that would have deducted points. Neither. I don't care. He's not a weapon. No, he can't hold shit. Like, how would he be a weapon? That makes no sense.
Do you think neither
Because
is
of a thing
really
being
the
like,
right
oh, it
answer?
can't be used as a weapon.
Don't.
Given
I
the
should just
process of
realize this could be a none of the
that must
above
be it.
situation.
Amapal's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor.
Yes.
Which means Amapal wasn't the murder weapon.
And was that not obvious from the fucking beginning? Like, no dip. Like, that was the whole point. It's kid friendly, so they can't, like, choke on his hands or whatever. Like, literally, that's his whole
Right.
point.
But couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
Okay.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapal?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
So they're saying that it couldn't have followed it because of the gas. But if the door's open, and I assume the gas would go away eventually, eventually. Like, how did we get past the door? Because from my understanding, I thought that door was
Right, it would
locked.
have
Wasn't the whole
dissipated
point?
if the door opened, which we did eventually. He would have
Yeah,
just
so, like,
waited
when-
until we cleared the poison room, followed after we like opened the door from it, so it
Yeah, so
dissipated,
when the
and then
poison
followed us
dissipate-
behind us on the electrical panel.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a hard deduction.
Oh,
That was the wrong
We're dead.
answer!
no.
Come on, Master!
Are you shitting me? That's really the wrong. It says a weapon. No, okay. We're more progress. This is okay.
Huh? We're...
We've been
Back
here
at the
before.
start.
It looks like we've been brought back.
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Because it's another mystery
Yeah,
dumb hook.
I wonder why.
It's like I wonder why. Can we call it where the what I did? Are they making me
Huh?
redo this
Even
again?
the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Good
Well,
question.
the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
Yes.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
We kind of have
If you
to.
do, you'll just repeat the whole process
Vivian, what's your plan?
again.
What's the play then, huh?
We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapao. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. You don't provide anything.
What should I do?
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
You want me to leave you alone? Then help my useless master out!
Fine. Just one thing then. We're back at where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at how did the culprit use Amapao?
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location
Right.
and how Amapal was used?
Yeah. I wonder why.
More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right?
Yeah.
At that moment, only the culprit and Amapao were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
Did he jump off of Amapal in the first room? But why would you do that? There's nothing in the
He
first room
walked
to
through
jump
the
to.
vent.
Huh?
And fucking fell on Amapao, jumping off of him.
He
Explaining
fell
how he
on
got past the
Amapal
poison
from
room.
what?
No, I'm not saying he
from
followed
the vent?
Amapao. He was just in the vent and he crawled out and he jumped on Amapao exiting. That's the only thing I can think of that includes him jumping on Amapao.
Agreed. But does that? I'm trying to think about this, right? Why? Okay, I'm guessing they're gonna say that the gas room just apparently never loses its gas for like a half hour or something. Which means that
Right.
even if the door opened, apparently the gas is still in that same room somehow. There's like this invisible barrier called game logic saying that it can't leave that room. So, in that case, then I'm back at Secret Path again. There has to be some vent in, like, a different vent in that room we didn't see. That's the only, like, because if you couldn't follow it, right? Assuming you can't follow it, there has to be a different path. That's the only answer.
The culprit did something to Amapal?
Or it's a different weapon entirely, which I don't know how that would be possible. Like, like maybe you gassed him and then stabbed him, but I don't know how that would be very possible because you'd still have to get into the critical lab to do that in the first place, so like, why not just stab him, right?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them. Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
Something strange.
The
Hey!
footstep?
Now that you mention it, back then.
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapal sees.
What?
It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa, what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
Are you fucking with me? A one-off
Who's that
line
one
about a
scene?
glitchy screen is apparently the key to this entire mystery.
See how?
No,
There's literally
it's
no
alright.
art there.
It's stabilized.
Like, there's no animation there. It's just a
There was
JPEG.
a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapal. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose.
I really don't think that's gonna be the answer to this. I
Me neither.
really like. Here's the thing, right? If they set Amapal in the middle of the hallway, like halfway through to the door, then he could have gone out behind it, right? Or he could have waited if he was looking at it through the vent. You know, it's called waiting. Like, why did they have to make a glitch like .jpeg and say, "Huh? The camera's down"? Like, guys, just make it so the camera always works and make it so he could be behind the camera.
You don't need any additional help
It's
from
not like
me.
it's like an 360 camera, you know, where like there's no like blind spots, and even in those cases, they probably still have some blind spots. I imagine, like
Right,
can't-
even 360s, like,
like-
they can have issues.
it's like either be like the top or maybe the base, whatever. Like it has to sit on something, which means there isn't a. It's not like a perfect camera.
Perfect view.
Right?
That was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Sure, why the
Actually-
fuck not?
Everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking.
I feel like that's obvious.
Was there anything else unusual?
Oh, so he's just giving us new solution keys, huh? He really is just saying, hey, there's more solution keys you don't have.
Anything else? It's not like Amapal's camera showed the culprit.
Yeah.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange?
What?
The culprit
Explain.
must have gotten ahead of Amapal, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera?
I'm sorry. They got ahead of Amapal? No, the gas
How?
wasn't set off. Like if the gas was already set off and it was brewing in that room, I'd be like, okay,
Say they
maybe.
hid in the first room. Like, the first room, they climbed in the vent.
Well, no, he's saying he got ahead of Well, okay. When I think ahead, I'm thinking when they're
Like, a
moving through
room
the
ahead.
rooms.
That's what would make sense, but I could also see the game logic being like, oh, they meant this, though, you know?
Like, you mean like in ahead of him in the sense of like he was there before Amapal, just timestamp wise.
Or he, like, just went a couple feet ahead and just, like, got in position to, like, get in the
Okay,
vents or
okay,
whatever. Like,
that-
anything like that.
Okay. That's
It doesn't
probably
make
it.
sense
But when
still,
past
and it's
Amapal's
still
enter
dumb,
the
but, you
doctor's
know,
lab,
it makes sense
they
with what
would
they're
have been
saying.
spotted for sure.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it,
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off?
Oh my god. They're the same.
Nanotech
This is
makes them
literally
invisible
the
to other
same question.
technologies.
This is not changing. Huh. How does someone not show up on a camera? Do you know? Pointing at camera, looking into the TV. Do you know at home, kids, what it means not to be on camera?
Flew from the airlock to the doctor's lab
Oh my god.
without appearing even once on Amapal's camera.
hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A
Follow.
single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Oh my god, why are there... How did oh, okay, hold on, we got 3. What caused Amapal's malfunction in the airlock? I guess him being stepped on? That's the only answer to that one, I guess. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? He followed him. How did he use Amapal? As a test buddy? Like, as a guide? As a door opener? Like, yeah, okay.
Oh, one mystery after another!
Well, there are like 4 different
What do we
chains,
do
so
now?
they kind of
It's a Pandora's
tracks.
box of mysteries!
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Alright.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve
Yep.
these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
I have to say the footstep.
Culprit's
If it has to be
location.
one piece of evidence.
Amapal's usage.
That like gives us any
It's
clue to
malfunction.
anything, it would be the footprint.
Why
you're
didn't
right.
the culprit appear on camera? All
I don't know why standing on Amapal would make it like glitch out. That does seem weird to me. Like
Right,
if it can,
especially if it's able to withstand 1,000 kilos.
yeah,
or
you know,
whatever.
like why is a guy just like stepping on it, or you know, he's coming out of the venue, he's getting on the ground. You know, why is that causing it to bug out? I guess it's a prototype, so maybe it just wasn't fully done. Like it couldn't take that much weight, but I feel like 1,000 kilograms is really high. Like people like
More
are
like
not.
a normal person's weight, especially a hitman.
Yeah, like their weight shouldn't be
This can
that
be
bad.
solved with just one answer?
Yep. Show me the evidence so I can pick it. What? What? On? Behind Amapal. Nope, not. I misread it. God damn it. I bet that said before, not behind. What does the first one say?
I
need to read it.
Either.
I need to like. As soon as the third one appears, I need.
Oh, before the crime.
Oh, no, behind. Okay, where was the culprit before the crime?
I'd say on top.
No, he's inside Amapal. He's just inside of his chest cavity. Yeah, I
Is that
guess.
you?
I guess he has to be on top, yeah. But the gas would still kill him in that scenario, right? Like, let's say
But
he
it
sits
still
on top of
makes no sense.
Amapal the entire time. That still kills. The gas still kills him in that situation, but sure.
Absolutely. Unless if he's using Amapal as a stool to reach the vent to get over the.
How
you know.
did he use it? Playmate, weapon, or transportation? It can't be
Transportation
used
is
as a
what I'm
weapon. We
thinking.
know that. Why a playmate? That's just the most like that's its purpose. That's
just
literal
dumb.
purpose. Transportation.
Transportation, like I said, maybe like a stool to reach a vent to
Okay,
get over
and the
the
last
gas
one,
line.
or not the last one. I think they've got one more. But what causes culprit struck it? Culprit jumped on it. Dead battery. Well, okay, that is a weird. Oh, that's just the capture card. Never mind.
It's right.
Well, the capture card in the sea of culprit in the top middle one, it's green, but it's not doing that on my TV, so this is just a capture card
I
glitch.
see. But it's hard to say because it's like not at all here on my end.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it has to be the top one. He jumped on it. And the last one, I love that I can pause. As long as I do it before the prompts appear, I can pause. That I do like, because I just take advantage of the game. Okay, why didn't they appear on the camera? They were inside. We just said they weren't. Like, was that not just what, like, 2 questions ago asked? They were on top of its head, or the camera fit. I mean, I guess apparently he's on his head.
Got it! The culprit rode on Amapal's head, using it as a method of transportation.
Boing. That looks so stupid. Oh my god.
Happened?
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely.
sure.
I'm
I will
definitely
find the
redoing.
truth no
I'm
matter
definitely gonna
what.
replay
This is
this
for the Nocturnal
episode.
Detective Agency.
I'm gonna end up doing that between episodes, just replaying this bit. Cause goddamn, this episode had like 8 mistakes because of either misreading or just not pausing in time.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal.
Actually, in that case, hold on. I want to see if I can save real quick. Can I save real quick? Chapter 4, so this one. Yes, I can. Okay. Okay.
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapel and used it to get through. After we left Amapel in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination
I
device.
want to see this animation. Oh, that's actually pretty high up. I didn't
Then
realize
they
how high
jumped
it
on
was.
Amapel's head.
What?
The
The vent?
disruption in the first.
Yeah, I did not realize it was like 2 feet up. I thought it was like just
Same.
like.
They used Amapal as a stool.
Well, I just thought it was like a foot up, so I thought you could just like pull yourself into it real easily.
Was from the impact.
But then, okay. If we know it's that tall, then the question is, how did they sneak by us when we went in, right? If they couldn't have accessed it when we were leaving, that
Well,
means
that's the thing. When Amapel fell down, they probably used it as a stool to get back up into the vent.
But that's in the very first room, and it
Well,
fell
I'm
over.
saying it,
But it fell over in the critical lab.
right. I was thinking maybe there's another vent in the lab.
I mean, that's plausible because we did see vents, and technically the game could pull it out of its ass. We don't have any evidence of that. The only vents we saw in that room were the minuscule ones, and there's no way he would have gone in that unless he has superpowers of some kind. But yeah, I definitely.
It's insane.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable.
Not.
Amapal
Yeah, I mean.
can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
Yeah.
The shoe print on Amapel's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it. It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
So they were only using one foot to stand on it. That's the only thing I want to think about. Is the
Yeah,
fact
they're
that he.
karate kidding it, just like fucking meditation, just like with a foot in the air.
Yeah. They're
Like
doing
the
like they're like doing
crane pose or
downward
whatever
dog
it is.
to fit in the door. It's like Wipeout. It's like Wipeout where they had to like make the shapes with their body or whatever to fit
Remember
the
from
phone.
Wipeout is the big balls.
No,
That's
not.
all I remember.
Oh wait, that's right. What was that game then? I knew a game show like that where you had to like fit like
Wasn't
the
it on, like,
shapes in the
Nickelodeon
walls
or
as they
something?
came
I
towards you
didn't
or whatever.
watch Nickelodeon much.
After
I think
that,
it was.
the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab.
But this kind of has the same issue as we had of, the
They're
gas.
still gonna be poisoned.
By doing so, the culprit was able to
Like, the only way they don't get poisoned is if they have a literal, like, diver's suit. Which I guess... Because, like, they said that a gas mask would have worked because it's bacterial, but that means you just need your own oxygen supply, right? Like,
Right,
like,
yeah, it just means you need a gas mask. That's it.
No. You need, like, an oxygen tank. Like, specifically, because you can't filter it, right? That's the whole point. You can't filter that gas. So you need, like, your own oxygen in that room. And you would need a fully rubber suit to keep yourself safe from it as well. Assuming rubber would protect it, which I'm not sure if it would or not.
evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
But if you have, like, I just thought about that. I don't know if that would work either, because even if you had a full-on, like, gear, like, diving gear is what I'm thinking you would need. I wonder if you would even be able to fit in the vent anymore, because, like, we don't know how big that vent is, and I don't imagine it's too tall. Like you know.
Right.
So I don't know how if it'd be all that realistic to fit an entire backpack of air can, like not air can. What are those called? What do divers have that
Canister.
canister? Okay. Like an oxygen canister with you, you know? I mean, maybe it's just small because you only
It's
use
also,
it for like
in
a
other
few
words,
minutes.
just tank, like an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those aren't limited
It's
to just
true.
divers, but they can be used.
That is
but,
just
yeah.
the most prominent example I can think of where you need to bring your own oxygen because obviously it's not
Nursing
around.
home.
It does solve all of the previous mysteries.
No, well,
The culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized
the
it?
problem.
You're still missing something.
Yep.
One major mystery remains.
How do you protect from the gas?
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery
We'll
of this
think about that
case should
next
appear
time.
soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
I wonder if it has something to do with the gas room. And we're falling again.
Damn it. Stop falling.
Well, this is a room. But you know, I kind of need to play this out. So if we are at the 31 minute marker. So if you need to go, you can. But I need to get to a save point.
This is the panel chamber.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah?
Okay, actually, it looks like we will be able to save here since this is like a good question point.
Is this
Right.
the greatest mystery you mentioned?
When did the culprit get off Amaka? Right at the end.
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
It's one of them, I guess, but it's
Yeah,
not the
I mean,
hardest.
it's pretty obvious.
Beats
Like,
me.
there's
Could be right before the poison room.
also why this isn't voiced.
Beats me.
Why? It's so random. Just a random. Oh, okay. Question right here. While the door is opening, before the door is open, when it can't be when he's going in because he's already dead, right?
Well, no, the Amapal fell over and then
But he
it
fell
got
over
back
to
up
see the
and
dead
then
body.
looked over. Well, he did that after it got back up because the robot
No, it never
pulled
got
itself
up by
back
itself.
up. Yeah, it did. It
No.
pulled itself up and
No,
then it
we
fucking
picked it up.
looked over.
It couldn't get up because it doesn't have a way to pick itself up.
Are you sure?
When
I
it fell
thought-
over, that is when we saw the body. As soon as it fell over.
Was it?
Yes.
I didn't remember that.
And
I mean,
there was no
okay.
way it could pick itself up because it only has the 3 legs, and there's no system in picking it itself up, you know? So we had to pick it up ourselves. It was stuck. That's why we ran through to the end to pick it up and be like, oh no, he's really dead. Like, no shit, you saw a knife in his back, guys. Like, so it couldn't be the last one. There's just no time. Like the time difference between him falling over and getting the knife. Like, maybe the only way this works, right, is if you throw the knife. If you throw the knife, but you get 3 different hits.
It
You
was a
stabbed
throwing
3
knife.
times. But it was hit 3 different times, and there was only 1 knife, so I don't think throwing would be plausible.
Okay, then yeah. I don't
So,
fully
like, the
remember
only
the
answer
scene, to be honest.
I mean, it could be before, theoretically. Like, it could be before or while opening. If he could get off gently without making a notice. God damn it.
Well, it would have to be before, I think,
Really?
because
Is it
with
because
the
the
door
door's opening
opening-
towards him and it would block him?
yeah, and it would have to go into like the fucking electrical part again, which they might not want to risk.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
know
I
it
can see
didn't do
that.
anything once the door was open.
Nope, that was the wrong answer. They did not like that.
Well, I tried.
Okay. So while it's opening. Yep. So, what, they jumped on the door?
The culprit murdered the doctor before Amapel entered the room.
I want to see this. How did
Which
he get
means
in?
the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapel at some point.
What?
It was when the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the dark.
This is bullshit, because this is essential. Like, what's the difference between before he opened the door? Like, this could have just
There
been
isn't.
before. There is,
Doctor's
yeah.
room.
Yeah, when the doors were slowly opening, just like this. That's when the
Yeah.
culprit took their chance.
And climb the door? Why would they climb the door and not just walk around? Like
The
now,
electrical
yeah, they
maze?
would have to walk into the panel, but why wouldn't they just get off early and then
Early,
walk?
right?
I guess, okay, the only reason you don't get off early is so you don't
Is
risk
in
getting on the
case they
cameras.
look around.
But here's the thing, if you see the arm extending before it hits the button,
Could do
wait.
it at that point.
wait, unless they didn't know it can't turn, right? Because why would you be worried? The only reason we know not to be worried is because we know it can't turn while extending its arm. But what if you didn't know that? You'd be like, I shouldn't get off until I know he can't see me. And you know what that tells me? This tells me
Using
that this
the
might be
door's
someone who
cover
doesn't know
would
about
help.
this robot, which would make sense. It's a prototype. But someone who's not on the project, like think the slaughter artists.
Someone who's not necessarily always in the lab.
Yeah, someone who's not involved. Which would explain why they would go exactly now, because they didn't know when the camera could move, you know? Yeah, sure, they
Right.
jump up there,
The moment there was enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went inside.
Okay,
Like this?
yep. Oh, we're gonna have to recreate the crime, aren't we? I mean, he just stabbed him, right? Like, he just jumps in this room and then runs in and stabs him. Oh, nope. We're doing a death match, god damn it, and I can't pause anymore.
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
Is this a joke to you? Your deduction is full of holes.
Yeah, it's called it.
If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
I feel like the gas
Master,
chamber is just
you know what to do.
relative to this mystery. Like, it's
Of
not
course.
like randomly. It's like, oh, the gas chamber is a real
I'll
blocking
take your
point.
garbage deduction and toss it in the trash. I am the saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you!
Okay. I do think I can pause here, though. Or if I can't, I can definitely pull up the answer keys and it will. Let me see. Okay, now I can pause here.
The culprit?
What key is likely to be? Why would it be her forte? I really don't want it to be her forte. Like, what? Turn back time. It was used while controlling Amapal. Why? Why is that? And then, oh, okay, this has a lot of information. I bet it's gonna be this. Amapal is Stunley? Is it Studley? Sturdy, god damn it. And has many features. The ends of his arms are ball-shaped for safety, while extending and retracting arm, the controls of the camera and body do not function. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be this one. But we can definitely pause here at this point, because we're at 40.
Okay, cool.
So, I was hoping to get a save point, so that way I could, load a
Couldn't
previous
save
save and
it
get
on this
back up
point?
to this point, which I guess I still can. I can pause right before we enter the battle, and then just bring us back then. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, there's stuff on the screen at the top of the screen. If you have any questions, send them to Cosmo or Discord server. There'll be a link to the description and our about section. Other medias are the same two places as they're associated. On the left is a recommendation from YouTube. On the right is the series rank code in its entirety. And we'll see you next time, Fellow Shades.